So you ought to have done a postmortem for you to rest now the case and to have a closure that this is what has attributed to this death.
Oh, this one is removed from
from an animal. And in fact, it has lost a lot. We have been with it for 5 years. So you can imagine how much it has lost. It was full. So you need maybe somebody who is technical. Another thing of doing preventive measures is through like spraying, tick control. You have a lot of tick-borne diseases. A lot of tick-borne diseases. You see anaplasmosis, a number of them. You can imagine the value of that cow. The investment, because of that somebody is handling the spray. I know Kenny is a bit hostile, ticks and stuff. So how do you work it out on the issue of the vaccinations? You must develop that. For insurance, you must account what have attributed to this death. When you're doing the claim, and you do even with pictorials.
Hello there, farmers. This is another day where we are at Careful Farm. Today we are with a good doctor, Dr. Isaac Kimani, ready to show us around.
Welcome, farmers. It's another day as it has been indicated, and hopefully by the end of today's tour to the farm, by the end of what we're going to communicate, it's going to change our perspective and our approach towards dairy farming.
All right. Sasa, twende. Today we have a farmer who's really suffered a lot because of mismanagement of our farm. Yeah, she's going to get some advice from Dr. Kimani, and with that she'll probably improve on her farming. So join us today as you go to the length and breadth of dairy farming at Kefa Farm. Follow me.
So what we're saying is, as I was telling you about labor. Labor is the key thing. All those projects that you are doing there, what is going to determine them is how you organize your labor for these guys to own the project. First things first, you must have clear role definition for them. Have you defined the roles for these people? This is your role. Yeah. Then the next thing, do you program these roles that you're supposed to be doing this at what particular time? They're supposed to be doing it. In that, even if you land there now, whichever activity is supposed to be prevailing is what is prevailing. So if you deal your workers with this angle, and also these workers, you must challenge them. Yeah, you must challenge them. Why are we having this? Why are we not attending this? Because you shared your vision with them and the people with the mission. Yeah, but by challenging them, you must capacity build them. What somebody you have taken to him, hiyo ng'ombe ya maziwa, hajai handle hiyo ng'ombe. Are you getting my base of argument about challenging him? But you cannot challenge someone that you have not capacity build. You need to expose him for him to know that this is what I'm supposed to be doing. These are the key things, so as he can be able to have somewhere to relate. And that's why we should tell farmers, take your workers for capacity build. Yeah, enhance them. Take them to farms. So as by the time you're telling him the animals that do 30 liters, 40 liters, he has seen that. The cows grows at this rate. A cow is managed in this one. He already has the what? He can visualize what it's in, and you see it's real. But to get somebody from Kenya, when you're the highest producer is 5 liters per day, and you're telling him we are bringing animal to produce 20 liters, you'll not be at the same. Investment is expected to have returns. But now if you lose a cow worth maybe 200,000 with zero return, basically by the end of the day, you'll be demoralized. Yeah, your vision will just go blank despite you having a vision. So as I'm telling you, the first thing you need to work on is your labor. Yeah, let these guys own the project, and if you define roles, program these roles, challenge these guys, provide for them, pay them on time, you can have a way of rewarding them, of reprimanding them, because you have the parameters. Now define your role. Your role is A, B, C, D. When are you supposed to be doing it at this particular time? Yeah, you get. Have I provided you what I'm supposed to provide? I provided. So you can have a way that you can be able even to have a sitting and tell them, why have you not achieved this? What are we supposed to achieve? By what time? So workers is a key thing. And this is a problem you're having with Kenya farmers. They don't have a system to manage their product. Yeah? Like Central Kenya, people say the people from Nyanza are better than the people from this end. Now we move from Nyanza, our western, we now went to Uganda. Yeah? Ugandans are all over. Now we are now from Uganda, we are now in Burundi and Rwanda. I don't know next we'll go where. But the worst bit is employers believe they are right. The workers are wrong. So what we are saying is, as you go along, make sure you have people that can be able to run your project, people can be able to run with your vision, because they are the people with a vision. In any project, or especially in dairy, we usually say farmers to invest more in preventive measures. Preventive measures are cheaper than curatives. And preventives do not damage. But when it comes to curative, preventive don't have, but when it comes to curative, you might suffer some damage, like the way you lose the animal, because of those things. So you must develop some preventives while doing the farm. And the major one, we talk of hygiene. Hygiene is one key thing that will prevent a lot. You must work out on the hygiene levels in your farm. It's one way of doing preventive measures. Yeah. Another thing of doing preventive measures is through like spraying, tick control. Spraying, DP, whichever way you're going to do to cut on it, to be able to prevent, because we have a lot of tick-borne diseases. A lot of tick-borne diseases. You see anaplasmosis, a number of them, which you can be able to prevent through proper spraying. And I've told you, spraying does not only mean spraying. You must know which molecule are you using. Has it developed resistance? What is the concentration of that we need? Because some people just say, okay, fine, you have been told maybe 1 ml in 10 liters of water. But to get somebody is putting maybe 1 ml in 5 liters of water, which is highly concentrated, which will have effect with the animal. If it happens even to inhale. Yeah? Some will put 1 ml into 20 liters of water. So you must be able to follow instructions. Yeah? As what is last. Because now, you'll fail, or you'll do it wrongly by maybe lack of following the right concentration. What will be the damage? You told me you lost another cow. You can imagine the value of that cow, the investment, yeah, because of just somebody is handling the spraying. So when it comes to preventive measures, these are some of the things that you're supposed to always work on. Yeah. Another thing in the preventive measures is things like vaccinations. How do you carry out vaccination? Are you a vaccination? Are you do government programs? Or do you organize for your own vaccination program? And especially common diseases like foot and mouth. Diseases like lumpy skin disease. Yeah. You must make sure. We also have a virus like anthrax. Anthrax comes in combination with black water to become anthrax. We have different vaccination programs. Do you invest in this? Yeah. Because now, for your case, is you have to work it out. I know Kenny is a bit hostile, ticks and stuff. So how do you work it out on the issue of the vaccinations? You must develop that. Yeah. Another thing is the structures. How are the structures? Because this is also preventive measures. How are the structures? Yeah, because you might build structures like Kenny is hot. So if you do low roof houses, you'll have issues. You need to do high roof pressure because of the heat stress and all those kind of stuff. So you need to invest a lot in the comfort of these animals, because One, temperatures will determine a lot of things, because the moment an animal has stress, especially the heat stress, a lot of things will happen negatively. Production of milk will be an issue, even conceptions, even feed intake levels, and all that will impact in the productivity of that animal. So how are your structures? How comfortable are the animals? That is also another thing that we need to invest in. If a death happens, you must ascertain what have caused the death. And you can only achieve that through postmortem. So that you can know maybe something was internal. You could have been having an internal growth. Yeah? You need to come up with a tentative report that maybe this is diagnosis that you have done that have attributed to this death. But you cannot just dispose of an animal. It was not anthrax case. You see, anthrax case, you don't open animals. Yeah? You just bury them under the government directives and the next. But you suspect it was pneumonia that killed. We have a lot of things can attribute to pneumonia. You could be having hardware diseases. You could be having a growth. Yeah. So we have a lot of reasons that can cause a death of an animal. Yeah. So you would have done a postmortem for you to rest now the case and to have a closure that this is what has attributed to this death. Is there anything you could have done? For future reference. Yeah? You see, for future reference. Okay, we had an animal, it died, this was the cause of the death. Yeah? You review what you did wrong, what you did right, so as next time you are able to correct any mistake that you did that could have attributed to this death. But just disposing an animal for insurance, you must account what have attributed to this death. When you're doing the claim, and you do even with pictorials, you take pictures of organs, then file a return. And what was the cause of the death? Yeah, it's very paramount, but people just assume.
So maybe when you're in the subject of insurance, what does insurance pay? Would it pay such a thing of pneumonia, anthrax, or what does it not pay?
No, insurance will pay for almost, as long as it's not a managerial. And if it's managerial, something like pneumonia, it's more or less managerial because it depends how you're keeping your animal. Even if they are going to pay, they are going to deduct just something small, yeah, in the figure that you're supposed to be compensated because it's a managerial problem. You see, if you're having something like hardware disease, because of Somali, yeah, there is a ruminal magnet. So that is a managerial issue. So they have different factors too. But if you do a comprehensive report,
this is a ruminal magnet.
That's a ruminal magnet. Yeah, and you can see the ones you have removed from the animals. You can see how they are.
Oh, this one is removed from
an animal. And in fact, it has lost a lot. We have been with it for 5 years. So you can imagine how much it has lost. It was full. Yeah, you see, so insurance will pay. But now, like a hardware disease, they might tell you, okay, fine, it's a managerial thing. Yeah. So what they'll do, maybe they might reduce a certain amount. But if you do a comprehensive report, and then they have their veterinary department also, they'll go through the report, they are professionals, they'll see, and they'll pay you. You see, so but we don't say we're going to neglect animals because you're going to pay by insurance. We must do the right things. Yeah? Because some of these animals, you have attachment with them. Yeah? Like that one of you, as you had an attachment at that time. Yeah, with the investment, the way you're even expressing yourself. Yeah. So you lost an animal. Why? That's I'm telling you, postmortem is important to have a closure. Like now, you will not still be boarding that animal because I can see you're boarding that animal. If you could have been given a closure that this is what have cost and there's nothing much you could have done, you could have appreciated and say, okay, fine, it's okay. But now, you cannot ascertain or say tentatively, my animal died because of this. You're just speculating, is it tick-borne? Is it pneumonia? Is it what? But if you could have gotten a closure, which you could have gotten through postmortem, yeah. But a professional just disposing an animal, no, that's wrong.
So maybe Daktari also on that point, would you would you recommend a consultant on an ongoing basis so that she can, you might get all the, the things to do right now, but then after some time people start dropping on them. Would you recommend for her to get a consultant, maybe to see it through?
Anything when you're starting a project, you must have a mentor. That's point number one. Mentor from maybe a farmer point or a professional point. You might need them maybe on different occasions. Like you need a farmer who is experienced. Some of these things are not really technical. Some things you need farmers who have experience. Two, you need maybe somebody who is technical, like a consultant, who can maybe be doing visits, for quite some time, maybe on a monthly basis or something. We go an extra mile before we establish exactly how this issue of ticks is bringing problems. And I'm doubting the concentration of the dawa and the frequency. We go for Poraron. There's a macaricide that we put in the white line. You go for that.
Ebu Daktari tafadhali explain clear to our viewers. What is Polaron?
Polaron is a kind of acaricide. We have acaricide and some have even a combination of even dewormers. It is an acaricide and a dewormer at the same time. You just put at the white line, at the back, on the spine, from the head to the tail. Then it's just absorbed by the bone. Then it controls. Some will control the external parasites, and some will control even the internal parasite and external parasite at the same time. Maybe the cost might be a bit high, but I don't think we can compare that cost with losing a cow. Before we now come to the ground and deduce exactly what is happening, I think for the first thing we'll go for Poron first. That's what I can as first steps. Before we now argue about other issues, we go for Poron. To avoid this issue of maybe we are doubting, maybe the concentration not right, the frequency of spraying is not right, we go for Poron first. So I'll go for that first. Then you can work out things from that point. Because as you're grazing animal, the issue of ticks, maybe if you'll be talking of fringe, that's different. But the ticks are like grazing. Okay. It sounds a bit funny, but I think we go for Power first. So we'll get to the right whatever molecule of Power, then we can work with that first before anything else. Like when we visit farms, we might decide we'll be going for a farm on a weekly basis. So on this weekly basis, we'll set programs like feeding programs, calf rearing, recording, and all those things. Health, breeding. And since whatever I've done today is something that I've set as a system, I just need to oversee it. So if I was going for a week on a weekly basis, I'll just now be going after a fortnight. Assume I'm showing these guys how to do silage making. I just need to show them once. The other time I just come oversee them doing. From there they can do on their own. Okay, so that's sometimes on a declining attendance. But basically there's no way you can work without somebody who is a bit technical to be overseeing what is happening. That one you need to invest in one. Because you can invest, because the vets will come for treatment and the likes, which is still okay. But have you talked about the preventives? Invest more in preventives. That way it's going to go. So having a mentor, both from a farmer's point with an experienced farmer and from a technical point, will equally assist you in running the project.
There you go, farmers. This was our day at Kefa Gardens in Kenol, Murang'a. We thank you for joining us, and from this side, it's bye-bye. Asante sana daktari.
So, farmers, I hope at least by the end of the day we have learned something. And apart from that, if you need further details, we do trainings to farmers, either individually or groups. We also sell heifers, in-calf heifers. So you can contact us. Maybe you'll have our contact, and you can contact us for that. Otherwise, thank you very much.
All right. Thank you very much.